Hello, friends, and welcome. I am Heidi with Onigo Stamping, and welcome to my craft corner. I am so excited that you guys are here with me tonight because I'm really excited to share with you some cards tonight. I just, yeah, I really liked how they came out. So I hope you do too. Giving everybody just a couple minutes to pop on before I really jump in. Hello, Nell, welcome. If you are watching me live, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know that you are here and watching live. If you are catching the replay later, welcome to you as well. And I hope that you'll let me know that you watched the replay. So love my replay watchers too. This week has been fantastic. I hope you all took advantage of the awesome free shipping deal on Tuesday. Love free shipping. Love the free shipping days. And they don't happen that often. They happen just a couple times a year. So that was a great thing to catch. So that's been a great week for me. Hi, Karen. Welcome. We have Karen and Karen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to flip around my cameras, and we're gonna get right to it. So thank you for sharing it, Karen. I appreciate that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to be using the Treasured Kindness stamp set. Now, a few weeks ago, they had a day when all of the stamps in the annual catalog were on sale. And I had such a hard time deciding. And I asked people on Instagram to give me suggestions. And that was not very helpful either, because they basically were like, just get all of them. So I kind of did. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be using some of these new stamps that I got that are from the annual catalog, because I can't wait to use them. I can't just have them on my shelf and not use them. Hi, Vicki, welcome. So I'm using the Treasured Kindness stamp set tonight, and I have just been loving this. It really was one that caught my eye right away in this catalog, but I didn't get it right away because I thought, oh, it's not going to be very versatile. Like, it's just a tree, all those types of things. But it stamps so beautifully that I think you guys are going to like it too. So we're going to be using that tonight. I'm going to start, and actually the first card I make, I'm going to make you a summer card. I know summer is over, right? Summer's over. But maybe you live someplace where it's still warm. And I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I was like, no, I want to make this card. I want to see what it looks like. So we're actually going to start with a summer card. So I pulled out my stylish shapes, and I have a circle die here. And I am just going to start by cutting out this circle with the stylish shapes. And I'm just cutting this from basic white. My bottom cutting plate is getting really beat up. I'm gonna have to replace it soon. So I'm just pushing that through my die cutting machine to get a little circle. Hello, Jude, welcome. And I love the stylish shapes because they give you these that stitched look. And actually, if you want to use the outside, this piece has stitching on the outside too, so you can use that if you wanted to. We're not on this card, but it's kind of cool to know that it does that. So I just have a little circle here. And I am going to start with some Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to stamp this little, it could be a lot, it could be, I'm using it as water, but it could be grass. I'm using it as water. So I'm going to stamp it in Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to stamp it right down here at the bottom of my circle. And then I want to grab a sticky note, and I'm just going to stamp this right on my sticky note too, because we are going to make a quick mask, super quick and easy mask. I have my scissors. And I just want to cut off the top. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of want to cut along those top edges. And we'll just discard that piece. So we're going to cover up our water that I already stamped with our little sticky note so that we keep it blue for water, right? And then I'm going to come in with the big circle, which looks like a sun. And I'm using it as a sun on this card. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to ink this up with So Saffron, which is just a really nice, light, soft yellow. And I'm just stamping that right in the center of this card. There's our sun right on there. So pretty. Now we're using Flirty Flamingo. Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to start, so there's some cloud stamps, and there's 2 stamps for these. They're not clouds. They're actually part of the tree. I'm using them as clouds, though. So I'm going to start with the more detailed one. And I'm going to stamp that right over my sun. And I'm just going to come in with a couple more down there. And then I want to grab the one that is bigger and bolder. I'm going to stamp it over top. I'm going to ink it up with the Flirty Flamingo again, but I'm going to stamp it off on my scrap paper. And then I'm going to line it up, which is hard to do without getting right over top of it, but we'll do our best. Line that up, and we just get some really pretty pink clouds. All right, make sure I'm in the right spot here. And there's our clouds over there. So now we can pull off this mask and we can see our beautiful sunset. Hello, Carol Sue. You can see our beautiful sunset over the water. So cool. I thought that was so pretty. That's why I couldn't resist. Now I have a few different pieces here. A few different pieces of colored cardstock. So I have a piece, I'm kind of starting with this piece of Coastal Cabana, and it is, if I remember, 3 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then I have a piece of Bermuda Bay, and this is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And those are just gonna lay on top of each other. And then I have strips of So Saffron, Pale Papaya, Flirty Flamingo, and another strip of Bermuda Bay. I'm going to start with my Pale Papaya, and I'm just going to tear this and kind of not go completely straight. And then I'm going to grab my Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to tear that too. And again, I kind of want it not to be perfectly straight across. And what we're going to do is we're going to adhere these to the So Saffron. I might have to get out new glue. All right, there we go. So I'm going to adhere this to the So Saffron. And these are all 4 3/4 inches wide. So I didn't really measure the strips. I just kind of made them, 1.5 inches or 2 inches. The So Saffron one is 2 inches, but the others I didn't really measure. I just cut some strips and tore them. All right, so there, just adding those 2 couple strips on there. You can see it's just kind of making a background here. And then I'm going to take this, and I have the Into the Clouds embossing folder. Now this is not a 3D folder, it's just a regular embossing folder. And I'm going to pick kind of where I want this. I want to get some nice stuff in there. Right? All right. So just putting that in my embossing folder, all 3 of those pieces together. So they're already adhered. And I'm going to take my platform. And since this isn't a 3D folder, we're just going to use 2 cutting plates with it, one below and one above. And I will just run this through my die cutting machine. You got to put some real muscle into it because you got 3 layers of cardstock in there, but it's worth it. So I don't know how well that's going to show up on the camera. If I hold this up, can you see how it gives that kind of almost like a woodcut print background to it. It's got just the lines, and then the open spaces actually make the clouds. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I like it. I'm going to take this, I'm going to adhere this to my piece of Coastal Cabana. I'm going to make 2 cards for you tonight, and then I have other cards to show you too. So this just is going to go on. Oh no, I cut this the wrong length, y'all. All right, we're going to peel this off. We're going to let this dry because I forgot I need to actually cut this a little bit shorter. All right, I'm going to sponge off some of my glue, and then we'll kind of let it dry a little bit while we're doing something else. And we'll try again. We'll cut that off in just a second. Always got to mess up something, don't I? All right, so then I have a piece of the Bermuda Bay, another strip of this, and I'm going to tear this. And I kind of want to go really down in one corner and then up and around. Hopefully that is what I want. There we go. All right, let's cut off. We're gonna just cut 1/8 of an inch off this. It's nice and sticky. I'm gonna get my paper trimmer all sticky. Oh dear. So we're gonna cut this down to 4 5/8. And I'm gonna cut my little Bermuda Bay strip that I just cut, that I just tore. I'm gonna cut that down to 4 5/8 too. And now it should work. No, y'all, I just messed that up actually again. I didn't actually want to leave. I wanted to go all the way to the edge. Oh, what was I thinking? Well, we're going to do it this way now. You know, I think things and then I still mess up. I should just, look at my sample. Look at my sample card already. All right. Well, we're going to glue this on. I'm going to leave a little border, which I'll show you my sample card when I get done, where I did not leave a little border at this point. It's doing what I was supposed to do. All right, and then we're going to take this piece of the Bermuda Bay and we're going to put it over the edge. But because we have all that thickness of the other cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals at the bottom of this, and that's going to help make up because it's not as thick. So just like that. Hopefully y'all are sticking with me, even though I keep making boo-boos tonight. Oh my goodness. Sometimes with card making, you just got to roll with it though, right? All right. Oops. And then this is going to go right over top. And I'm kind of overlapping the pink just a tiny bit, but not very much. So there's our kind of base. So fun, so fun. All right, and I want to grab some of the Simply Elegant trim. And we're going to tie this around the card. Actually, you know what? I want to do a little bit of stamping before I do that. I'm going to stamp the sentiment with some Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I'm just going to do black. And I want to, hopefully this sentiment fits over here. I should have checked it before. I glued down. I'll just kind of push that up a little bit. And then, of course, I have a dimensional right there. So we're just going to shove that dimensional up a little bit. Just to give myself a little bit more space for my sentiment. There we go. All right. And we're just going to stamp that sentiment right down there. It says, "Good friends are forever." And now we'll cut a piece of this twine to tie around here. Oh, all right. And my hands are sticky. My hands are sticky. I need to grab my hand sanitizer. Try to de-stick a little bit. Get some of the sticky off. All right, because if you know me, you know I don't like sticky. All right, so I'm going to do my favorite thing to do with this cord, which is pull the center out to make the cord a little bit more pliable and skinnier. Oops. And then I'm going to go ahead and just pull one of the strands out too, just to get it a little bit skinnier, because this cord is kind of thick. To me, it's too thick to put on a card. I mean, you could, but I just like to make it a little more pliable, easier to work with. Oops, that broke. I think my husband is watching Star Wars downstairs. I feel like I'm hearing lightsaber battles or something. I don't know. All right. So then we're going to tie this. I hope I cut it long enough. I might not have. Oh. This is just going to be a comedy of errors tonight. Because I don't think I cut it long enough. Oh my goodness. We're going to start over. We're going to cut a longer piece. Tell me about your lives. Tell me what you're up to tonight while I am recutting my piece of cord here, because it wasn't going to be long enough. Okay. All right. There we go. Much longer. Don't forget about the October paper pumpkin kit. So you have until Monday the 10th to sign up for Paper Pumpkin to get the October kit. And it has Christmas cards. It's going to be Christmas cards, everything you need to make 9 Christmas cards. So if you're wanting to get started making Christmas cards, but you want something easy, this month's Paper Pumpkin is going to be perfect for that. So you definitely do not want to miss it. And apparently it's going to coordinate with next month's Paper Pumpkin too. And it sounds like next month maybe will be Christmas tags. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so, but the deadline is the 10th to get in on that. So, and then with all of the free shipping discussions earlier this week, kind of totally didn't even talk about the fact that there is a new kids collection kit out as well. And it is a birthday book, a birthday planner, I think is what they call it. It has a birthday planner in it, and it has supplies to make birthday cards. So you could make a bunch of birthday cards, and then it's I think it has pockets and stuff that you could actually put the cards in and mark down the birthdays in it, so that when it was time to send out birthday cards every month, you could just pull it out and fill out your birthday cards. So that's kind of cool. I think it'll be pretty neat. All right, here is our sunset. Might get this card finished eventually. All right, and I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on here. You like it? Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. Or maybe you're talking about the new kit. I don't know. Karen, you got to tell me what you're talking about. Talking about the card I'm making, or are you talking about the new birthday kit? Because both super cute. All right. There are my dimensionals on there. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to line up the edge of my water here. Both. I'm going to try to line up the edge of my water on my little stamped circle with the water on my card. So it kind of is like a continuation, if I can, at least kind of close-ish. So there we go. I'm going to trim these off just a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my take your pick tool and I'm going to fray out these ends. Since I already took those insides out, they're just going to fray super easy. You just got to kind of stab into the middle of it and then pull, and they're just going to fray right out for you. So but I just love this idea of using these pieces in this way, especially like the leaves and things. I don't know, it's maybe not what you originally think when you look at it, but I really like it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this down flat to my piece of Bermuda Bay. It is going to bump just a little bit because it has that cord back there. Come on, glue. All right, there we go. We'll just adhere this. Now there is going to be a little teeny tiny border here. You'll have to tell me once I show you my original. I'll show you my original sample, and you can tell me which you like better, with that little bit of border of the Coastal Cabana or without it. So, and then we're going to put this on a piece of Flirty Flamingo. So I got some Flirty Flamingo. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I'm just going to fold it with my bone folder. And then this is going to go right on the top here. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. And give it a little bit more dimension. So now don't go anywhere because I'm going to share another card with you. And the next card is going to be more of a fall card. So, because I promised all seasons. All right. So this is just going to go on here to finish off our card. Now, if you wanted to do the inside, you could stamp some more clouds or another sun, or maybe just a sun. Let's go ahead. We'll make the inside to this. And grab my So Saffron. I think I'm just going to stamp a sun down there and add some more clouds. And stamp both sides of clouds. Stamp off again like we did before. You like the bright colors? Me too. I love the bright colors. It's so hard for me. Winter's hard. I like the bright colors, and it's hard for me to switch over and do winter. Winter. I got to start doing more Christmas cards, though. Are you guys ready for Christmas cards? Christmas things? So, all right. So we'll just pop this in the inside. Isn't that fun? Perfect little like summer card, or I don't know, go to the beach. You can send this to somebody from your vacation if you go to the beach. All right, let me show you that sample card. You guys can see the difference. So this one has that little bit of Coastal Cabana all around it, and then this one, it doesn't. It goes all the way to the edge. You can tell me which one you think works better. Or maybe it just doesn't make a difference. I don't know. All right, I'm going to clean off my stamps because we're going to make another card. And maybe I'll make less boo-boos on the next card. Oh. And I promise the next one is going to have a tree on it. Because I love this tree. You like it? Oh, Vicki, I'm so glad you like it. These stamps, I don't know, they're just so easy to work with. I've really been enjoying them. All right. I'm going to start with a piece of basic white. This is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm going to start with the big circle. And I want to grab my Daffodil Delight ink pad. And I'm going to stamp a bunch of Daffodil Delight circles on here. We're just going to go off the edges all around. Just like that. You like the one with a border? All right, good to know. And then I'm going to grab the Mango Melody. And I'm going to stamp more circles with Mango Melody. And I'm just overlapping them, kind of doing, you know, whatever. Let's get one more up here. So there's some Mango Melody circles. And then I'm going to grab my pumpkin pie, and we're going to stamp some pumpkin pie circles. Woo-wee. So we just basically get, you know, multiple colors of orange and yellow on here. And again, just stamping all over. I feel like I want one more right in here. Just feels like I should have done this one further in. I don't know. Still not quite right, but we're just going to go with it. It's a little bit unbalanced. All right. So there's my background. Now I have a piece of basic white, and I am going to stamp a tree on here. If I can find the tree. Here's the tree. I'm going to stamp the tree in soft suede. Just like that. And then I'm going to stamp the leaves. I'm going to stamp the big boulder leaves with some, make sure I do this right, with some Daffodil Delight. Make sure I pick the right colors. Now this is a little bit tricky, kind of getting these lined up, because there are little tiny branches here that it kind of will sit on if you get it just right. If you don't get it just right, that's okay too. Not bad. So there is that. And then we're going to do the details to the leaves with the Mango Melody. My favorite color. And again, just trying to line these up without getting my head completely. Oh, that's not too bad. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to grab some crumb cake, and there's actually an inside to the tree too. So there's kind of a boulder image for the tree trunk, and we're just going to do this in crumb cake. Kind of colors it in a little bit. There we go. Not fun? Cute little tree. Now I have the stitched rectangle dies. I'm going to pull these out. See if I can find the right one that I want to use. And measure it on my sample. Nope, it's the next one. Yep, all right. So here's the stitched rectangle. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave a bunch of space on one side of this. And I'm going to cut this out. So I'm just getting the bottom where I want the bottom, and then we'll worry about the top. So I'll run that through my die cut machine. And now we have it just like that. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to come in. I'm going to turn this around. And I'm going to just slide this back in. And you can kind of feel it when it gets in the right spot. I gotta slide it a bit, and then it's going to kind of like just those those stitch marks are going to go back into the little stitch mark holes, and hopefully it'll sit right in there. We'll run that through again. And this will give us a shorter rectangle. So you can see that's just going to take that top part off. And now it's not quite a square. It's still a little bit more rectangle than a square. That's why I didn't use a square. But it's shorter. All right. And this, hopefully, if I cut this the right size, I pre-cut the Mango Melody. I might have to trim it down. Oh no, that's good. It's perfect. So this is going to go on a little rectangle of Mango Melody. If I can find my adhesive. Whoop. My adhesive went for vacation on the floor. Y'all, a little secret. When I'm not using my adhesive, I put it between my knees. This keeps it upside down. Okay, so the adhesive is running towards, the tip, so it's ready to go. And it also kind of warms up the adhesive a little bit, so it makes it a little bit runnier. So it's what I like to do. Lots of people have like little holders and stuff, and I'm like, I just put it between my legs because then it stays warmer. So, all right, I'm going to grab the next size up of rectangles, and I'm going to cut this out. This has got some die cutting here. I just really wanted that little stitched edge. I like the stitching. Kind of gives it a little something. So I'll run that through. And here is this. Now this is also going to be too long. All right, so I'm going to decide how long I want this. We're going to put this here. And I just want to get this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stamp it first and then we'll decide. We'll stamp it first. I'm not going to adhere down the tree yet because I want to not have it there when I cut, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp this first. I'm going to use some soft suede. And this says, always here for you. I'm just going to stamp that underneath. And now I'm going to be able to cut this. So we're going to do that same trick. So you can see it again. We're going to do that same trick. I just have my pre-cut piece here already. And then I'm going to take my die and I'm just going to get it back in there. It kind of like doesn't move. It kind of locks in place in those little stitches. And then we'll cut this out. This card's almost done now, actually. So here we go. There's our Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to adhere my tree to this piece. And that just goes right in there. And then I've lost pieces. There it is. All right, here is my piece of stamped basic white paper. And this was 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm going to adhere it to a piece of Mango Melody that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So we're just going to pop that on there. And this card is so orange. I love it. Mango Melody is my favorite shade of orange. So, all right. I have a piece of Mango Melody. It is 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm just scored it at 4 1/4. I'm going to fold it in half. And then we're going to put this on with some dimensionals. I find my dimensionals on my desk. My desk isn't even that messy tonight, and I can't find things. So we'll just put some dimensionals on here. And I do have a couple more cards to share with you, including my thank you cards for October. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of my October thank you cards. So you put this on like this. There we go. And then we're going to put the tree on. I'm going to put dimensionals under the tree too. Now on my sample card, I put some rustic metallic dots. I literally used the last of my rustic metallic dots on it. So until my order comes this weekend, I'm going to just have to go without on this card. All right. And then I'm just putting this down towards the bottom. You could put it in the center if you wanted to. You know, you could put it up here and make a very balanced card, but I kind of wanted it down towards the bottom. I thought it was kind of cool looking. So there we go. Let me show you with the metallic dots too. So there it is with those couple little metallic dots on there. I thought it gives it a nice balance, adds a little bit more brown in there to it. So there are those cards. So more of a fall card. We had our summer card and we had a fall card. So there's our summer and our fall. And let me show you the spring card I made. Here is my spring card. I used some Granny Apple Green and some Parakeet Party. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. And made a summer card. And again, I used that same embossing folder. And on the bottom here, I just stamped thank you multiple times just to give a little bit of like visual texture to that grass on there. So for my thank you cards for October, I did it more of a fall card again. So here you can kind of see I stamped that grass as a circle. This one I did it more like a hill. So just kind of a different look. So, and those are my thank you cards for October. So I'm excited to send those out to all of my customers for this month. Yeah, so I'm so glad that you guys love this. You love the spring card. I think these are all just fabulous. I'm so glad that I got the stamp set because it's really fun to work with. It's really easy to work with. Sometimes, you know, I get a stamp set and it's a stamp set that I think I'm going to love it, and I get it. And I go to stamp with it and I'm like, I don't love it. Like it's hard to make cards with. It just doesn't work like I think it's going to work. And then other times I get a stamp set and I'm like, I was kind of on the fence about this, but wow, this stamp set is awesome. It works so great. I can do so much with it. And I feel like that's kind of this. I wasn't really on the fence about the stamps. I really liked them. I just wasn't going to get them because they didn't quite seem versatile enough, but I think they are after using them. And they're just so easy to pull together. So super fun. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I am so glad that you are here. Kimberly, thanks. Thank you guys. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope that you will join me again next week, Tuesday. Tuesday nights, Stamp With Me Tuesday is going to be mystery stamping. So watch for the supply list on Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and then come and make a card with me on Tuesday. I'm going to give you the directions, and you're going to use your own supplies to make a card, and it's going to be super fun. So I hope to see you Tuesday. Have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you next week.